peut-être la lampe du génie Léo Messi, peut-être à la remise de Kylian Mbappé. Messi, c'est un bisou.
When was Lionel Messi actually in his prime? It's a question that sparked countless debates in barbershops, online forums, and football stadiums around the world. Was it the goal-scoring machine of 2012, the magical playmaker of 2015, or perhaps the complete footballer we witnessed lifting the World Cup in 2022? Here's the thing, Messi didn't have just one prime. He had multiple primes, each one a masterclass in adaptation and evolution. Today, we're going to break down the different versions of the GOAT, analyze his most dominant periods, and finally answer the question, when was Messi truly at his absolute peak? From the teenage wizard tearing through La Liga defenses to the World Cup champion silencing his critics at 35, we're about to take a journey through football history. So buckle up, because this isn't just about stats. It's about understanding how one man redefined what it means to be the greatest of all time. The early years. The emergence, 2005 to 2008. Let's start where legends are born. Picture this, a 17-year-old kid from Rosario, barely 5 feet 7 inches, stepping onto the Camp Nou pitch in 2004. Nobody knew they were witnessing the arrival of football's Mozart. Between 2005 and 2008, we saw the raw, unpolished version of Messi. And even then, he was absolutely electric. Playing primarily on the right wing under Frank Rijkaard, this young Messi was all about pace, trickery, and that supernatural ability to glide past defenders like they were traffic cones. During this period, Messi scored 38 goals in 134 appearances across all competitions. Now, those numbers might seem modest compared to his later exploits, but context is everything. This was a teenager adapting to European football, dealing with injuries, and learning his craft alongside legends like Ronaldinho and Eto'o. The defining moment? That hat-trick against Real Madrid in El Clasico in March 2007. At just 19, Messi became the first player since Ivan Zamorano to score 3 goals in El Clasico. The Santiago Bernabeu, Real Madrid's fortress, gave him a standing ovation. When your enemies applaud you, you know you're special. But here's what made this era fascinating. Messi wasn't even playing his natural position yet. Rijkaard used him wide on the right, almost as a traditional winger. Yet even in this limited role, his dribbling statistics were off the charts, averaging 4.2 successful dribbles per game, a number that would make most wingers today weep with envy. The accolades were already flowing. Champions League winner in 2006, La Liga titles, and individual recognition. But this was just the appetizer. The main course was about to be served. The Guardiola Revolution, the false nine era, 2008 to 2012. Enter Pep Guardiola, and everything changed. If Rijkaard discovered Messi, Guardiola unleashed him. The year 2008 marked the beginning of what many consider Messi's first true prime, and it all started with a positional revolution. Guardiola did something radical. He moved Messi from the wing to the center, but not as a traditional striker. He created the false 9 position specifically for Leo, dropping him deeper to create space, confuse defenders, and allow him to orchestrate attacks while still being the primary goal threat. The results were immediate and devastating. In the 2008-09 season, Messi scored 38 goals and provided 18 assists across all competitions, leading Barcelona to an unprecedented sextuple. 6 trophies in 1 calendar year. But it was the 2009-10 season where we saw Messi truly master this new role, scoring 47 goals in 53 appearances. Then came 2010-11, and Messi entered video game mode. 53 goals in 55 games. Let that sink in. Nearly a goal per game while playing as a false 9, dropping deep, creating chances, and still outscoring traditional strikers around the world. But the pinnacle, the absolute zenith of this era, was 2011-12. Messi didn't just break records, he obliterated them. 73 goals in 60 appearances. 73 goals. To put this in perspective, entire teams struggled to score that many goals in a season, and here was one man, standing at 5 feet 7 inches, making it look effortless. During this false 9 era, Messi won 4 consecutive Ballon d'Ors, 2009 to 2012, 3 Champions League titles, and established himself as arguably the greatest player who ever lived. His dribbling was at its most devastating, averaging 5.3 successful dribbles per game in 2010-11, while his passing accuracy remained consistently above 85%. What made this version of Messi special wasn't just the goals, it was the completeness. He was a creator, a scorer, a dribbler, and a leader all rolled into one diminutive package. The false nine position allowed him to showcase every aspect of his genius simultaneously. The Playmaker Supreme, the deep-lying creator, 2012 to 2017. By 2012, something interesting began to happen. Messi started dropping deeper and deeper, almost reinventing himself as a number 10. Whether this was tactical evolution or a response to Barcelona's changing dynamics, the result was mesmerizing. This period saw Messi transform from the ultimate finisher into the ultimate creator. His assist numbers skyrocketed. 18 assists in La Liga during the 2014-15 season, 21 assists in 2016-17. But these weren't just simple passes, these were works of art, threaded through the eye of a needle with surgical precision. The 2014-15 season was particularly special. While his goal output dropped to 58 goals in 57 games, and yes, I used quotes because 58 goals is still absurd, Messi's all-around play reached new heights. He won the Champions League, scoring crucial goals in both the semi-final against Bayern Munich and providing the assist for the opening goal in the final against Juventus. This was the season where Messi's playmaking ability truly shone. His key passes per game average hit 3.4, and his through balls became the stuff of legend. Remember that pass to Jordi Alba against Paris Saint-Germain in the 6-1 comeback? Pure magic. During this era, Messi won 2 more Ballon d'Ors, 2015 and 2019, though 2019 bleeds into our next period, and his individual statistics became almost comical. In the 2016-17 season, he managed 54 goals and 16 assists in 52 appearances, while simultaneously leading La Liga in key passes and ranking among the top dribblers. What made this version of Messi extraordinary was his ability to control games from deep positions. He wasn't just scoring goals. He was dictating tempo, switching play, and creating chances for teammates at an unprecedented rate. Barcelona's entire attacking structure flowed through him, and he conducted their orchestra with the precision of a master composer. The criticism during this period, that Messi had only won 1 Champions League between 2012 and 2017. Only Messi could be criticized for winning just 1 European Cup in 5 years while putting up these otherworldly numbers. The lone warrior, carrying the burden, 2017 to 2021. If you want to understand Messi's greatness, look at this period. As Barcelona's golden generation aged and the club's management made questionable decisions, Messi transformed once again, this time into a one-man army. The 2018-19 season exemplifies this era perfectly. Messi scored 51 goals and provided 22 assists in 50 appearances, practically dragging Barcelona to a La Liga title and the Champions League semi-finals single-handedly. His goals per game ratio of 1.02 at age 31 was simply ridiculous. But the statistics only tell part of the story. This was Messi playing with a Barcelona team that was clearly past its prime, facing defensive systems specifically designed to stop him, and still producing moments of pure genius on a weekly basis. The 2019-20 season saw something we'd rarely witnessed: Messi's frustration boiling over. Despite scoring 31 goals and providing 26 assists in 44 appearances, 26 assists, Barcelona was eliminated from the Champions League in humiliating fashion by Bayern Munich, 8-2. The famous image of Messi walking off the pitch in Lisbon, head down, told the story of a genius trapped in a declining system. His individual accolades during this period were still remarkable, the 2019 Ballon d'Or being the standout. But perhaps more impressively, Messi's creativity stats went through the roof. The 2019-20 season saw him average 4.1 key passes per game and 7.2 successful dribbles per game, numbers that would be impressive for a pure playmaker, let alone someone who was also Barcelona's primary goal threat. The 2020-21 season, his final one at Barcelona, was bittersweet: 38 goals and 14 assists in 47 appearances, winning the Copa del Rey and finishing third in La Liga. But more importantly, It was the season where Messi finally won something with Argentina, the Copa America, ending a 28-year international drought. This period showed us a different kind of prime, not the explosive, record-breaking prime of his 20s, but the mature, intelligent prime of a player who understood the game at a level few ever reach. The culmination, World Cup glory and legacy cementing, 2021 to 2023. Some said Messi was finished when he left Barcelona. They said his best years were behind him, that he'd struggle in a new league, that he'd never win a World Cup. They were spectacularly wrong. The PSG years started slowly, just 11 goals in his first season as he adapted to new teammates, a new system, and carried the emotional weight of leaving his childhood club. But then came the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, and Messi reminded the world exactly who he was. 7 goals, 3 assists, and the Golden Ball Award. But more than the statistics, it was the performances that mattered. The penalty against Saudi Arabia, the magical assist to Molina against the Netherlands, the clinical finish against Croatia in the semi-final, and the 2 goals in the final against France. At 35 years old, in what was universally acknowledged as his final World Cup, Messi produced when it mattered most. This wasn't just about adding the missing trophy to his cabinet, this was about proving that true greatness transcends age, circumstance, and expectation. The 2022-23 season at PSG saw a rejuvenated Messi, 21 goals and 20 assists in 41 appearances. His creativity numbers remained elite, his big game performances were crucial, and his leadership was evident. The World Cup victory had lifted a weight off his shoulders, and it showed in his play. The verdict: when was Messi actually in his prime? So, after analyzing every era, every transformation, and every version of Messi, when was he actually in his prime? Here's the controversial take. Messi never had just one prime. He had multiple primes, each adapted to his physical condition, his team's needs, and the evolution of football itself. If we're talking about pure goal-scoring dominance and individual brilliance, the 2008 to 2012 period under Guardiola was unmatched. 73 goals in a single season is a record that may never be broken. If we're discussing complete footballer, goals, assists, playmaking, and influence, the 2014 to 2017 period might be his peak. This was Messi as the ultimate number 10, controlling every aspect of the game. If we're talking about legacy and proving greatness under pressure, 2021 to 2023 was his most important period. Winning the World Cup at 35 while still performing at an elite level cemented his GOAT status forever. But here's the truth. Asking when Messi was in his prime is like asking when Mozart was at his musical peak. The answer is that genius doesn't operate on normal timelines. Messi's prime wasn't a period. It was a 15-year masterpiece, with different movements showcasing different aspects of his brilliance. From the teenage wizard to the World Cup champion, from the record-breaking goal scorer to the masterful playmaker, Messi didn't just have one prime, he had multiple primes that collectively created the greatest career in football history. The question isn't when Messi was in his prime, the question is, how did we get so lucky to witness it all? Let me know in the comments which version of Messi was your favorite. And don't forget to subscribe for more football deep dives like this one.